Hey guys, I want to do kind of a different video here. What I usually do, I'm just going to show you some of the stuff I'm working on. I actually picked up 3 of these cars from St. Louis, Missouri area. Came from the sheriff's department, and all of them need work. I'll show them all you. This one here, it's got a transmission code 1811, and it shifts hard from 2nd to 3rd gear, and they diagnosed it with a bad trans, drivable. And as you can see, it's beat up. I mean, there's a dent in the hood, and decals need to come off, a sticker residue, hubcaps needs a set of hubcaps, but it should clean up really well. It's a rust-free car, 2006 Impala. It's high mileage, I think about 166,000. So this one actually runs and drives, took it up and down the road, and it drives straight as an arrow. Brakes are real good on it, air conditioning works. This is the nice one. And then I've got these 2 over here. This one has a bad engine, 2006 Impala. I did get it to crank, and it barely runs, but it was knocking pretty hard, so. And the bumper's kind of tweaked out of place and needs to be cleaned up. Some hubcaps. It's got dents. Back bumper's beat up. And more dents. But I've got some parts laying over there. I was swapping parts between a couple of these guys and trying to get stuff up and running easily. I'll show you the engine. This car was complete. I actually borrowed parts for the car behind it here. Obviously the engine's bad and it doesn't run, so I'll have to winch it up on the trailer when I'm ready to put an engine in it. These are actually pretty easy for me to do, $3,900, and they're cheap too. I can get a whole engine used with about 100,000 on it for 3.5 plus core. Knock it out in an afternoon. And this one here. This one has a bad ECM, bad computer. I had these cars hauled in from down south. $13.50 I think I paid to haul all 3. And the guy who hauled them actually thought they were junk, which they're pretty close to being junk. But when he winched them up in my trailer, he actually had these 2 here touching, and it damaged the front bumper there on this one. So I mean, I could have reamed them out, but it's not that big of a deal to me. I mean, I'll clean that up and it'll be fine. So, fenders, nasty. And this one, I actually got this with missing parts. Batteries out of it. I'm charging that up right now. The cat converter on it was missing. The cat converter assembly. Little valve on the booster was missing on the right side there. PCM was in it. I took it out after they diagnosed it with a bad PCM, and I reconfirmed their diagnosis, and basically the PCM isn't putting anything out, so it's getting power in and ground in, but nothing's coming out of it. No, when you turn the key on, there's no check engine light, there's no 5-volt reference on this. So I did order a used PCM programmed to this car off of eBay, $149. So I should be getting that in 3 or 4 days, and hopefully this thing will fire up and get it cleaned up and going. And this one's actually a 2007, 148,000. thing about these, they're rust-free. Undersides are really clean on them. You guys from down south have it lucky. 'Cause everything here in Michigan is pretty much junk when it's, you know, 8 or 9 years old. This should clean up real nice. Alright, and I'll show you another car I have here. I bought this one from Pennsylvania. This one's done, ready to go. I got this from a school district. And I got it all detailed up. I actually paid somebody to detail this. I'm getting tired of cleaning up cars. They did a really nice job on it. 2004 Ford Taurus, 124,000. Oops, that's locked. I put rotors on this, front rotors. They were rusted over. Repaired the air conditioning. There was a low side leak, so I put a new Schrader valve in it, charged it up, checked for leaks. Air conditioning works perfectly. They sideswiped this car with something, and there's a lot of white paint transfer on this. So I had to, it was up into this bumper here, down the side, into the fender. I actually had to replace this door, the used one. I paid $100 for a complete door. Same color, bolted it on. And the detail place, I got all the white off of it, the transfer paint. And this car drives very, very nicely. I also put a new battery in it. Splurged for a new one just to, you know, give a new owner something not to worry about later on. These Impalas here, I got them cheap. I paid basically about double scrap value of what they're worth. So, and had them shipped up here, and hopefully I was considering scrapping one and taking body parts off of one and putting them on another. Then I wouldn't have to do an engine job as well. But they're too nice to me to scrap them. I mean, they're probably $3,000 to $3,500 cars, up and running, good, cleaned up. So I just can't see myself scrapping one. It'd be nice to get a parts car, but they're kind of hard to come by, these new style ones that are wrecked at a reasonable price. So I don't know, we'll see what I can come up with. Maybe I'll make an update video on this. That's it.